Warning, this video has not been approved by the League of Unattractive Women. This video has also not been approved by the National Chapter of RepublicansWithoutValues.org. Today, I'm going to do a quick analysis of the 2016 elections for people from the 60s. I'm going to start with Hillary Clinton. She's been around forever, running for president forever. She's the modern-day Richard M. Nixon. Back in the 90s, her husband Bill was president. Now, he was known mostly for chasing anything in a skirt. But Hillary had been watching a lot of TV shows and movies dedicated to the proposition that the secretaries were as smart as the boss, and she figured if a sleazeball like Bill could be president, she could too. Unfortunately, like Nixon, she's engaged in a lot of sleazy dealings in her life, and her opponents called her a crook. Well, she was outraged. She said she only took bribes, and as a technical matter, that's different than being a crook. Now, a lot of people also think she's going to wind up in jail because she gave away our top secret information to the Chinese and the Russians and ISIS. But even if she doesn't wind up in jail, it's not going to matter. She's going to lose. She's just like Nixon. Even the people who like her don't really like her. Now, Bernie Sanders is a breath of fresh air. He's channeling Bob Dylan, the folk singer from the early 60s. He's going around playing his protest songs before big crowds. He's claiming that we should have free education and free health care here, just like they do everywhere else in the civilized world. But Bernie's got one big problem. He knows that to become a real rock star, to make the big time, he's got to call in Garth and Levon and the band and sing like a Rolling Stone, and he can't do that without going electric. And he's afraid if he does, Pete Seeger and the purists will say he's a phony, and he'll get booed off the stage just like the Newport Folk Festival. Now, Donald Trump is the 2016 version of the Beatles. He's filling football stadiums, and every time you see one of these rallies, you immediately think of the Beatles at Shea. The Trumpomania has even reached such a ridiculous point that a couple of weeks ago, all three cable channel news outfits devoted an entire day to covering his motorcade. The Republican Politburo is really unhappy that Trump's popular. They said, hey, we've been working 30 years to set up a system where the American corporations can screw the people. Stop this democracy crap. But Trump said, hey, I know you guys. You're the bozos who couldn't get girlfriends in high school. The only reason you even got to go to the senior prom was because your mom paid your cousin to be your date. And he went right on, playing his simple three-chord songs before huge crowds and saying whatever came into his mind at a particular minute. So the bottom line is Trump's going to win the election. It's obvious it's going to be a landslide. He's the freaking Beatles.